Hey everybody, just wanted to come at you with a real parenting moment while I'm unshaven and not dressed and ready for work and sitting in my car post morning and let people know how it really is and kind of explain my thought process as far as why I chose to do what I did in the moment. My two kids were fighting this morning in the bathroom. One kid was in there, the other kid walks in, they get bumped. There's a little back and forth, and I come down the hallway to kind of check in and see what's going on, make sure nobody's actually hurt, it's not a real fight or anything, and my daughter's in the hallway frustrated, telling me what's wrong, and my son's in the bathroom yelling, telling me what's wrong, and both kids are really hot, and I just looked at both of them and said, I'm not here to figure out who's at fault, who did what to who, or to solve your problem. Because at that time, in that moment, neither of them were in the state of mind where they could listen. So, I talk about the states of minds that kids get in and when it's appropriate to interact and when it's not inappropriate to interact and how to interact. And at that stage, I was looking at them and they were both escalated, which means that they're not going to be able to be listening to what I'm saying. It's not going to be a back and forth, and I really just have to offer choices and pull the plug. But the choice is yours. And that choice was not fun for my son, and he got louder and slammed the door and then opened the door and said a few more things and slammed the door again, while I was just able to say, I hear that you're frustrated, to my daughter, and hold her and give her a hug. And she was able to say a few things and release her feelings about how she feels that her brother treats her sometimes. And I just listened and I didn't say a word, and I felt her emotionally drop down into a better place, and I just let go of her, and she walked into her room to get ready and I walked into the kitchen to keep going. I know that reading a situation like that is going to be hard for me because my two kids are fighting in the morning while we're all getting ready to go, and I don't like to see my kids fight, and it makes me feel sad and it makes me feel frustrated, and it makes me want to fix things. And so in that moment, I know that I'm escalated. When that kind of stuff starts to spin, I emotionally get hot, and I want to make sure to engage the situation in the best way possible for that moment, and in a way that's going to develop trust and relationship over time. And so if I chose to engage and I chose to talk about, and I don't care how mad you are, you're never to put hands on each other. I don't care, if you bumped into that person by accident, you should know it's an accident. All that kind of lecture and talking, all that's going to do is break down relationship, because in the moment, nobody can hear it anyway. So it just comes in as attacking, and then the kids become defensive, and then you get wrapped up in this round and round, and everyone gets angrier. And the other thing it does is, by not engaging in the moment and allowing it to diffuse, that's that key to the neurological pattern that I'm seeking, when I can actually follow through and help my kids come back down to their emotional baseline where they're regulated again. Once they're regulated again, later in the day today, or as it happened to be after I dropped my son off later in the morning with my daughter, I was able to talk to her about this morning in the car when it was one-on-one. We were able to have a conversation and came to an understanding of where the lines are, what the rules are, why I act the way I do when I'm talking to them in the middle of the situation, and help her gain some understanding around that. And then later today, this afternoon, when my son's in a place where there's time has passed, he doesn't feel like it's attacked. He's probably going to forget all about it because it was one of those things that just happens in the morning of a kid's life. And he's probably not going to carry it with him the same way that I do as a parent. I will be able to sit down and address with him what happened and where my lines are and what my expectations are and why I engage the way I do when I do, so that we can then do all the lectures and all the clarity around rules and all the expectations when their brains can actually listen to it.